again before I'm gone. Can we get back to where we used to be? Do we all feel the same? It's just a dream. Can we all laugh again before we're gone? I'm just saving the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear.
Just saving the world. I'm just saving the world from
I can't hear myself. Hopefully everybody else can hear me. Test. Come on in here, LG, and help me out. Check it out.
Look in the eyes of strangers in the crowd. Do we all think and never say a lot? Things that we want and never say.
Before. Hello. You can hear me now? All right. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little technical difficulties, and it's called Jeff Leaf. Welcome to Monday night. We are on May 13th, 2013, the year of our Lord. And tonight with LG and the Cleveland Sports 360 show, we have some special guests in here. The Northeast Ohio Predators semi-pro football team. Gentlemen, LG, take it away.
Hey, it would work better. Did you unmute me, man?
I think I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't hear nothing.
Well, tell you what, here, I'll bring the main up a little bit. Nope.
Are you sure you unmuted me?
You are unmuted.
It ain't working.
Well, you know what? Then you set me up wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know what happened.
see, a minute ago it was working fine.
It was working beautiful.
What did you do?
I don't know. You screwed me up. Can you hear me?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Can you hear me? Come on in, LG. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, everything seems fine, LG. Sorry about this, folks. We're having, again. What? No, we're not having anything. Okay. Those guys can hear me okay. I can't even hear myself. No, I can't. What the heck did you do? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that got loud.
Oh, we hear it now.
Yeah.
Somebody turned the monitor down. I'm sure it was probably me. Okay, anyway, folks, welcome to Cleveland Sports 360. Again, we have the Northeast Ohio Predators semi-pro football team. Guys, take it away. Enjoy that.
Oh, my goodness. It was a rough start this afternoon, DC. We never had these kind of technical problems. I think Leaf spent too much time at the Elks Lodge before he came down this afternoon. Hey, we're here with the Northeast Ohio Predators semi-pro football team. Joining me now on the Cleveland Sports 360 show, one of the co-owners, DC Marbury, and we have the head coach, Chip McClain. Chip, welcome to the Cleveland Sports 360 show.
Hi, thanks.
It's a pleasure to see you, man.
Yeah, he's a rookie tonight.
He's a rookie? You've been a seasoned veteran. Hey, before we get started too much into the show, I want to tell the audience out there and the listeners, the Predators had a bit of a tragedy this season, losing one of your players, right, DC?
Absolutely.
Michael McGowan?
Yeah, that's right.
28 years old?
Yeah, very young, 28 years old. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, and I'm glad you brought that up, tomorrow we're holding memorial services open to any local area, Cleveland area semi-pro player, fan, family member, or friend of the sport, and certainly of his family. It's going to be held at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church at 13009 Kinsman Avenue, Kinsman Road, almost right across from 130th and Kinsman at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So it'll be in about 4 to 4:30 or so. 4 to 5:30 or so.
Well, not only that, but Michael McGowan left the family behind, too, from what I understand.
He did,
talking to James Keck a little bit on the phone last week. And there's a collection that people can donate and try to help out the family. Do you have any of the specifics how people can donate? And
they did set up a GoFundMe account. I'll be happy to, while we're doing our broadcast, I can try and pull it up.
Yeah, get that information. I'll go to the coach here. And Coach, did you have an opportunity to work with Michael before his untimely death?
I did. He played with us last season, and he was a very intense player. Liked to get after the quarterback. Nice guy. He's going to be missed. He played for several teams, actually, over the course of his career, as we'll get into later, we had some players come from an old folded team, and he had actually played for both, so it kind of hit home for a lot of guys.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you lose a young man, and especially when he's part of a team, it's gonna affect everything. And with the season just getting ready to start up, when do you guys start? Next week?
Actually, Saturday is our first game out in Perry versus the now Ohio Destroyers.
Which is formerly the Invaders?
Yeah, they're a combination of the Lake Erie Invaders.
Right.
The Lake Erie Invaders and the Lake Erie Panthers actually combined teams to form the Destroyers.
Recombined.
So, did they reconfine any ownership, DC, or is it under the same ownership?
I
we got in a lot of trouble there. Were you down in the flats when we did that one show? I said they ought to have a smack the owner night.
I was not
a fundraiser.
I listened to it though. Hey,
yeah.
You told me you want to hit a boxing match.
There was a lot of trouble, Bruto, over that statement. I don't understand it. I didn't say.
I seem to recall it quite well.
Yeah. Some people just don't have a sense of humor. What can I tell you, man? I mean, anybody that took that serious obviously has mental capacity problems, and I think some of those players were part of the Invaders. You know what I'm talking about, man? Especially one guy. I think he might have been the coach or something.
I humbly plead the fifth on any of that.
So, Coach, tell me, Chip, what are you thinking this year, man? What's going to be the strategy? I mean, last year you just missed taking it all, didn't you?
Yeah, we made it to the conference championship where we lost to the Lima Warriors, who have.
I never liked that Lima Warriors team, man.
I'm not a big fan of them myself.
I came live and watched the Lima.
You came to game 3.
That was 5 interceptions that night, man. Right?
Yeah.
Now that guy's not playing quarterback this year, right?
No. He's retired.
Who do we got on quarterback, Chip? I hear it's a guy that came from Kent State, huh?
Yeah, Giorgio Morgan played at Kent State, and not one of those guys who kind of made it to Kent State and sat the bench and claimed that's where he played. He actually had game time, but ankle injuries pretty much cost him most of his college career. And he's done well for us. Last year he came in halfway through, tried to learn the system, and he did well doing that, but now he's with us full time, so we expect big things from him.
What about the rest of the team? You've obviously lost your offensive coordinator, Al Raditz. Let's give a shout-out to Al Raditz and his mission project that he's working on, man. Nobody should freeze to death in
America.
Yeah, in America, really. I was going to say in Ohio, but obviously Al's branching out to Buffalo now, right?
Yeah, he opened up a mission out in Buffalo, and he's running back and forth. He's doing a lot of stuff with that, and he's doing very well with it. Unfortunately for us, it means less time. But I talk to him pretty often via Facebook, and he's planning on coming to the games, and he's offered his help any way he can do it from behind the scenes. So I greatly appreciate that.
And if anybody wants to take part in Al Raditz's mission, it's Sub-Zero Mission. I'm sure you can find it on Facebook. I think you can probably find it on the internet. He's got a big bus they put together. He goes around, he collects blankets and coats and things of that nature. He gets these homeless people ready. He put a lot of time into the Predators last season. Al was a dedicated coach. I know you're going to miss him.
Absolutely.
Coach, he was a good offensive coordinator, I think, and it wasn't his fault they threw the 5 interceptions, was it, DC?
No. No, he didn't throw the ball.
But really, the Sub-Zero Mission, it's something you really can take part in by finding it on Facebook. Find Al Raditz and find out how you can collect blankets, coats, and everything of that nature. Al will be glad to come around and pick them up. He takes up a couple big collections a couple of times a year, and now he's really putting a lot of effort into this. So nobody should, I agree, nobody should freeze to death in America.
That's
true.
Know?
Nobody should go hungry either, but... maybe I'll start grilling some hot dogs pretty soon too.
Well, he just had that steak dinner thing. We missed it. We had a game that day.
This is a former United States Marine too. I mean, Al's a very respected guy in the community. He lives out in the Perry, Ohio area. So really, check out the Sub-Zero Mission and give him a hand and see what he can do. So DC, this is a big commitment from you as an owner, and James Keck is the co-owner. James Keck, if you're listening to the show tonight, give us a call. Anybody that's listening, if you want to call in and ask any questions of the Predators, it's
you better not have any questions.
Why, you didn't study? It's area code 216-672-4300. So DC, how many years you been into the semi-pro ownership now, man?
This is actually going into our 3rd year. We've had two pretty good years. The inception of the team started actually in that young man's living room. In August of 2010, you had a combination of people from 3 different teams in the area. At that time, the Lake Erie Panthers, the Lake Erie Invaders, and the Cleveland Saints, respectively. And we sat down at a table, formulated a plan to come up with a team that in 3 to 5 years could be a premier Cleveland semi-pro team. And we made a presentation to the Heartland Football League, which we're happy to be a part of. And in October, we were voted in, and the rest is pretty much history. We had our first year. We were a playoff team. We successfully completed a 7-3 season, losing in the first round to a very good team out of Pittsburgh that should basically remain nameless at this time. Our second year, which we just finished up, as Coach McClain alluded to earlier, we also had 3 loss regular season, 7-3, 11-4 overall record, losing it in conference championships.
That was last season, right?
Yeah, last season.
I remember you wouldn't even talk to me for a couple of weeks after that.
I was inconsolable.
You took that right through the heart, man.
Yeah, it was a tough loss, and definitely this year we're gearing up. We're definitely on track to hit those goals of being, one of the area's Cleveland's premier team in our 3 to 5 year. We're trying to bring it home.
Now, let me tell you, people out there, not only should people not freeze to death in the United States of America, they shouldn't go unemployed either. In D.C., when he's not playing football and not running football teams, you find people places to work, right?
Right. Yeah, I've got a staffing agency that I've been running actually, I've been in the business for over 20 years. My company, DLI, specializes in skilled trade staffing, and I've been doing that for, a while.
And you've really been looking for some machinists for the last couple of years that you find hard to replace, right?
Absolutely.
So how do people get a hold of DC Marbury to get a machining job if they so choose to do one?
Well, please, if you're a machinist, skilled machinist, you're looking for employment, please feel free to call me at 216-240-6500 or shoot me an email with your resume over at recruiter07@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Do it one more time. Give that number out a little bit slower.
Again, that's 216-240-6500. Or you can send me an email at recruiter, recruiter07@gmail.com.
And if you have football skills, you can find the Northeast Ohio Invaders. The Northeast Ohio Predators website online. Well, there is no Northeast Ohio Invaders anymore.
Yeah, that's still
it was a team that couldn't survive with the current ownership by themselves, they couldn't stand on their own 4 feet. It's from they had to join forces, right? He's taking a fifth. And we're going to take a quick commercial break from the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Our special guest, Chip McClain and DC Marbury from the Northeast Ohio Predators. If you're out there, you want to talk to one of these guys, give us a call, 216-672-4300. James Keck, call in if you're out there, man. Put Jackson on the phone, somebody that knows something about football. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cleveland Sports 360 with your host, LG.
Hey, we're back. We're back from the commercial break. We had to pay a few bills. DC, that's something you probably know about being an owner of the
quite a few.
Northeast Ohio Predators. I won't slip again. It was a Freudian slip. You know what I'm talking about, man?
I'm sure.
Did you find the information on this Michael McGowan fund that these people can donate? Really, a 28-year-old young guy lost his life, and there's a fund to help his family out. You got the info there, DC?
I've got it. It's actually on a site called GoFundMe. You probably search for his name because the website link is long and convoluted. So
just find GoFundMe and look up Michael McGowan. That's MC, capital GOWAN, right?
Absolutely.
Help him out. The guy needs help. Well, obviously he doesn't need help anymore, but his family needs help. He left a wife and
2 kids.
2 kids. How old are the children?
Their son, I think he's 6 or 7. His daughter is 4.
I mean, come on, man. That's not even 10 years of life between 2 kids. Get on the website, GoFundMe, look up Michael McGowan, and if you got a buck or two you can pitch that way, any little bit will help. So really, take this seriously, folks. So, Coach, coming into this season, what can we look for from the Predators, man? What do you guys been working on, or do you not want to give out your secrets yet?
I don't think any secret to football anyway. You know, we're going to come out, we're going to get after teams. Offensively, I think this year with our roster, we're able to play any style of football that's necessary. You know, whether it's to spread teams out and throw the ball around the park, or if we need to line up and muscle teams, I think we have the personnel to do that as well.
One thing I would like to suggest, Coach, is a little more pressure on the opposing team's quarterback, because when I seen these Lima guys, you had a little problem getting in there and knocking the hell out of the opposing quarterback. Is this something you addressed this offseason? Do we have a better pass rush coming in from the Predators this year, or what?
You know what, we do. I chuckle because that's one of the things that we addressed about the Lima game. And actually all of our losses. Quarterbacks that were able to run around and buy time for themselves. And if you go back and look at the film, we actually got to the quarterback. It was just bringing them down. But I think, when you talk to Hassan and Marcus, they'll tell you a little bit more about that. But, yeah, we've definitely addressed that and most of the other weaknesses we had.
Well, other than the interceptions, I didn't see. I mean, is Danny Selecki back this year?
Yeah, Biscuit's around.
I mean, this guy, if you could take his heart out and spread it amongst the guys evenly, what a team you would have, huh?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what is this guy, about 125 pounds?
He's gained some weight. I think he just told me. I think he told me last week he was at 144 or 145 or something.
145.
Fully dressed.
I mean,
With pads.
What position doesn't this kid play, man?
All right. Yeah.
Guard.
I had the pleasure of playing with Danny when he first started, when he was a rookie in semi-pro, and he has gotten bigger, believe it or not. So you can imagine how small he was 10 years ago, and to see him now compared to then, it's like night and day.
I mean, we had him as a guest a few times, I believe, didn't we?
Yeah, he was been here twice.
And I seen him play, and I mean, I think you guys even put him in at quarterback that night for a few plays. That kid, man, he's got the heart of a warrior. Reminds me of like a Dino Hall from the Cleveland Browns. Man.
Wow, you're going way back.
Well, you have to go way back to find quality football players when you're talking to Cleveland Browns. I mean, hopefully we're gonna turn it around this year. But if they start weeding, I think we're going to be in for more of the same, because his mental attitude sucks, man. The guy's bad in the classroom. He doesn't like studying film, and he didn't learn the playbook. Now, Norv Turner's playbook's going to be far more complicated than what Pat Sherman's
I know it will be.
What are we going to do? Make it stupid simple for this stupid guy we drafted to be the Cleveland Browns quarterback with a waste of the 22nd pick? They have so much confidence in this Whedon fool that they're stockpiling draft picks to pick a quarterback next year. Did you ever see that happen before, DC?
Yeah, and our numerous private conversations, so I'm well aware of your personal feelings about him.
Well, I just want wins, baby. Put me some wins on the field, and guess what? I'll be writing so many positive articles.
I know you will.
Your head will spin. But you got to give me wins, man.
Well,
read my Indians articles, people. There's some good positive articles. You know why? We got wins. We're in first place. Speaking of which, we split with the Yankees today.
Yeah.
We took the first game. Masterson pitched a phenomenal game.
The whole game.
9 complete shutout innings. He gave up only 4 hits. And then the second game, I think Trevor needs to get ready for prime time a little bit.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer, he definitely needs to spend a little more time down in AAA, I think. In case you didn't know, Lonnie Chisenhall got sent back down this afternoon, or actually before game
this
1
morning.
today. Yeah. And he needs to boost his confidence, because he's not hitting, he's not producing. So you know what? You get rid of the guy. We got Whedon. What are you going to do? Put Jason Campbell in. I'm begging for Jason.
Yeah, I'm begging for that, too.
Come on, man. He's got 8 years in the NFL. Coach, is there any way experience doesn't count for anything, man?
No, experience counts for a lot.
Whedon's scared. You could tell him he's like a deer in the headlights back there, man. I don't think you're going to see that out of Jason Campbell. It's going to be a tough camp this year, I think.
Let's hope not.
I think it is. I think it's going to be a tough camp, and if we're going to be honest about it, I think we're going to see Jason Campbell start for the Cleveland Browns.
I'd love to see it.
So would I. What about you, Coach?
You know what?
Are you a Whedon fan?
I'm not a Whedon fan, but I do believe that.
You think he's the answer?
I don't think he's the answer, but
that's it. I rest my case.
I don't think Jason Campbell's the answer either.
Well, he's going to be more of an answer than this clown, I can tell you that, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
I had his brother on my show one time. You should have heard all the excuses he was making about the Senior Bowl last year and everything. Well, it's just a party. It really doesn't count for much. And then you hear about Geno Smith this year. His draft stock fell through the basement because he didn't go to the Senior Bowl. I mean, what advice would you have given him, DC?
Oh, wow.
Get your butt to the Senior Bowl, right?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Anytime you have an opportunity to show your skills, especially when it's a paycheck on the line, you get out there and do it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. Only in Cleveland could this happen. We got an owner that may be indicted. we got a guy that solicited sex from an undercover police officer and wanted to pay $20 extra to go in the back door. Okay?
Wow.
We got a rookie draft pick that he got busted for a DUI after he sold pot to an undercover policeman at halftime twice, right? Can you imagine this guy comes out of the locker room? Oh, I got to run on the parking lot. Pulls out a dime bag of reefer from his sweaty cup and says, "Give me $20, huh?" Twice.
He's a dime bag for $20.
I don't know what it was,
Wow,
man.
LG.
But it was twice. It was incredible. So you don't have any players on your team that stupid, do you?
I certainly hope not.
Let's cross both fingers. I got toes around here. I hear some guys laughing in the other room right now.
Gosh.
I mean, come on, man.
I certainly hope not.
I think we passed the honey badger up because they thought he might be trouble. But what do? We bring in what was the guy that broke the door down? He was at the wrong house or something. He was so drunk. We got him from Oakland. Desmond Bryant?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
We got some IQ. Well, you know what?
I liked him when he was in Dallas, though.
You can't even bring up his IQ because the guy really is a genius. I mean, he was a genius in college, man. And but when you put a few drinks in him, he's not so bright. So hopefully the Browns will take away any kind of alcohol. There's nothing in the community that's going to feed this guy.
I hope not.
So, DC, what kind of year as an owner are you looking for the Predators this season?
That's a great question. I'm really looking forward to providing an avenue for some of these guys to really showcase their skills. We've had some guys that went on to go play for developmental indoor football league, and then a couple guys that were selected to play and drafted to go play for some professional indoor teams. And I'd like to see some more guys that have college eligibility be able to realize that part of their dream, and those players that want to go forward and get better, play professional football. That's our ultimate goal. We want to help guys help themselves, provide a venue for them where they can attain their dreams. That's what we're about.
That's pretty deep, man. And I guess that people out there, if you're interested in sponsorship opportunities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
please.
always available, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we go about that, DC?
That's simple. We have a website. It's www.neopredators.com. Again, that's neopredators.com. We have sponsorship available packages. We're putting up banners. We've got a fantastic guy that's going to be doing announcing for the games, and we can get people's names out. We have a pretty good showing for our fan support, and we love to be able to support your business. So, come on down to some games, come check us out. Coach Chip McClain is going to whip these guys into shape, and we'll provide some good family friendly entertainment, and get your business name out as well.
And you got the dance team, right?
Absolutely, the NEO Prowlers, man. We have had a tremendous amount of success with them. Since their inception, as a part of this organization, we are undefeated with them. When they
Only when they show up, right?
Yeah, when they
We're
show
not
up.
going to let them miss any more games because when LG came down last year, they weren't there.
Yeah, no.
I would have stayed probably for the whole game.
You know what? I don't think there's a lot of guys that weren't really there that were there.
I know you were kind of disgusted over the performance on the field that night,
yeah.
and it was the Lima Warriors, which I never really had any love for them guys. Chip,
No, they're a good team, but our goal.
A couple of them looked like slobs back there, man. They didn't even tuck their jerseys in. Remember that big fat guy? I thought he was going to give birth to twins.
Actually, couldn't tuck it in.
He couldn't see the belt, right?
No.
I mean, I shouldn't talk, but I mean, I'm a little svelte since you
svelte.
see me before, right?
Yeah, he's lost a couple pounds.
See that?
Well
I've been
done.
going down to the gym, Titans Gym. It's open 24/7. I go down there. And no bullshit. But hey, Coach, tell us, where do you play the home games? Where can these people come and see you, man?
We play our home games at Nordonia High School out in Macedonia. All our games start at 7 p.m.
On Saturdays still?
On Saturday nights, yeah. It's a beautiful facility. It's maybe, 5 years old now?
No, that facility opened up and right before we started there in September of 2010. Our first
So 3
game
years
there,
old.
Yeah, our first game there was only 6 times that field had ever been used.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility, and it's it's a dirt cheap entertainment to go to, right? You could bring the whole family for less than what?
You know, the tickets. You know what? I don't even.
I'll help you with that. You know, our we have season ticket packages available right now for $20 for all 5 regular home season games.
$20 for all the games?
All the regular
$4 a game. You're talking.
$4 a game.
And
That's
again, how do people get the tickets, DC?
They can do the same thing. They can see a player or a staff member, or again, go to NELPredators.com. There's a link on the website for that as well.
And there's refreshments at these games
Oh
too.
yeah, my mom has been handling the concession stand for the past couple of years. I think she wants to kind of slide out of it, but you know, we have a lot of fun. You know, and my aunt is a clown, clumsy clown. She's provided some good entertainment for people as well to bring out their kids.
Well, you guys got to get out there and check out these Northeast Ohio Predators. Chip, I wish you the best of luck this upcoming season, man. We're going to bring in some other players after this break. We got a linebacker. I hope he fits in the studio. He's kind of a big guy. And we got a safety with Hassan Brown, and Markus Steele is going to join us right here on the Cleveland Sports 360 show, talking to some of the Northeast Ohio Predators. We'll be right back with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show right here on StreamingSportsTalk.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show with your host, LG, and continuing with the Northeast Ohio Predators. LG, take it away, buddy.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Joining me on the set now, we have a couple of football players. If you're just tuning into the show, you missed the co-owner, DC Marbury, and the head coach, Chip McClain. Joining me right now, Markus Steele, a linebacker who actually has some NFL playing experience, quite a few years, really, and a safety, Hassan Brown. Did I say that right?
Yes, you're correct.
Hassan, talk right into that mic, man. Be like a rapper, man. Don't be embarrassed, you know. But tell me, guys, you're coming up the start of the season next Saturday night, man. You're looking like you're ready to get out there and hit somebody, right?
Yeah, I've been ready to go out there and go hit somebody, you know, all this
No
training.
hesitation whatsoever in that answer, right?
Oh, yeah, you got to go out there and hit somebody. You know, that's the whole purpose of playing football, you know. So, you know, we got a good communication on the defense, offense, you know, try to get everything good to go. And, you know, it's about that time. So, you know, I'm real excited. I know everybody's on the defense is really excited to see what we really have.
Now, let me ask you a question, because you were telling me before we came back from the break you had some NFL playing experience. Let's go over that again. You played for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Dallas Cowboys.
What year was that, man?
01 through 05.
So that's 4 years in Dallas, man.
Yes.
Now, how was it being a Dallas Cowboy?
It was great. That's the greatest experience you can ever have with one of the greatest owners out there in football. So, you know, it was a good thing to get that kind of experience, because now you see life on the other end.
Yeah, I got a good friend of mine. His name's Lawrence Vickers, and he plays with the Dallas Cowboys now. We had Lawrence on the Cleveland Sports 360 show last year, and Lawrence told me, I mean, you know, coming from the Cleveland Browns and then walking into Dallas, and Jerry Jones actually really wanted a real-life fullback, and they went out and they got Lawrence Vickers specifically because, you know, there's not a whole lot of real life fullbacks like Lawrence Vickers running around loose anymore, man. I mean, the guy's a hitter. He does what it takes, and he told me when he walked in to Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and another friend of mine is Anthony Dorsett Jr. Okay. And when I've had Anthony on the show numerous times, and he tells me when you walk out of that elevator in the stadium and you see the Hall of Fame situation, it's a special place, the stadium there, right?
Yeah, real special place. Getting off the plane, you're real excited about it. The weather's great, you know, and then you actually get to see the owner face to face almost on a daily basis. So kind of gets you a little amped up to go, and, you know, you just try to take it by the moment, you know, all experience.
Now, Marcus, being a former Dallas Cowboy, I don't want to put you on the spot, but LG has a way of doing it. What do you think of this Tony Romo guy, man? I mean, do you think he's the answer for the Dallas Cowboys? Because I just have to tell you, some of the decision-making I see him doing, I question it. And plus, they gave him a big raise this year. I mean, shouldn't the Dallas Cowboys be looking for a replacement for Tony Romo or not?
No, I don't think so. Tony Romo's a great athlete, and Tony Romo's actually a good friend of mine, and Tony Romo actually knows the offense. You know, you go through different coaches, you know, and so it looks real bad at the beginning, but Tony Romo's a good quarterback. He may be the answer. You know, you just got to surround great players around him, and maybe things would be a little bit better.
Okay, so you played from 2001 to 2005 with the Dallas Cowboys. Who was the head coach then?
We have Dave Campos, when I first got there, he was there for about 2 years, and then Bill Parcells showed up.
Oh my God!
Yeah, one of the greatest coaches out there. So you know, it was a big change. So you had to get yourself really together for him because he didn't tolerate any nonsense. Plus, you had to know your plays. So you know, it was a good experience to have them kind of coaches there.
So Bill Parcells was probably the most experienced coach that you ever had the pleasure of playing for, right?
Yes, exactly.
Unbelievable, man. So that really had to be a good experience. A friend of mine negotiated a punter's contract one time in front of Bill Parcells, and what they did was they made it all incentive-based, okay? And this guy ended up being the highest-paid punter in the NFL at that time. Tim Misney did that with the New York Giants back in the day. Hey, let me talk to the safety over here, Hassan Brown. Tell me, man, what are you looking forward to this season?
I'm just looking forward to getting the season started, actually. We've had one scrimmage. We really haven't had too many games to really tune up for the first game, but I think we're ready to go, and I'm excited to see what we really have.
And what do you think about being paired up and having a guy like Marcus with the NFL experience coming into the Predators? It's got to be a psychological advantage, if nothing else, with a guy like him with all that NFL experience coming into your team, huh?
Oh, most definitely. It's amazing to have a guy like Marcus, you know, on the team. I constantly ask him questions and, you know, try to pick his brain on how the NFL works and how his experience was in the NFL and how, you know, he can help some of the guys that's currently on our roster right now.
So being a safety, and are you a Cleveland Browns fan by any chance?
Unfortunately, I mean, I hate to admit it. I love the Cleveland Browns, but at this present moment, I don't think they have what it takes to be successful as a team, and I don't think that they're trying to really do what they need to do to be successful as a team.
You know, there's some people that are coming up with conspiracy theories right now that Haslam bought the Cleveland Browns so that he could sell them. And one guy wrote a topic on my website, clevelandsports360.com, that says, get used to saying the Los Angeles Browns, you know?
Wow.
But I don't buy into that crap yet. I mean, we got to see what's going to happen with Haslam if he gets indicted with any of these criminal charges that they're chasing after him now. Usually, billionaires pin it on all the guys that work for them, which he's, you know, he's doing a pretty successful con job right now, man. Yeah. But do you think that the Browns addressed the concerns with Leon McFadden coming in as a cornerback this year? I mean, do you think the Cleveland Browns still are going to have secondary concerns, being a safety yourself? Do you think we addressed it with Leon McFadden from San Diego State, or do you think we're going to need more help?
No, I don't think they addressed it totally with Leon McFadden because, you know, he only can play, what is he? He's a corner, right?
Right.
So he only can play one side of the field, so that leaves at least 2/3 of the field that needs to be attended to.
Well, don't forget, we're going to have Joe Hayden on the other side.
Yeah.
Who everybody thinks is the greatest cornerback since sliced bread. Myself, I think he gets burnt once in a while, man.
Well, see,
I mean, he does.
Every corner gets burnt every once in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it seems to me like he has a big problem covering taller receivers, man.
Well, yeah, you know, you can't be a 5'8", 5'9" DB.
And that's what we got on the other side now with McFadden.
Yeah, and then
Right.
then the wide receivers that's coming out is 6'3", 6'4",
Right.
so, you know, they kind of got a little jumping advantage. But, you know, as long as you play good defense and the safety has your back, then, you know, I think that'd be all right.
Yeah, well, let's hope so, because I really think we should have really went after a top-notch cornerback in this draft, and I think that was a major concern. I think, you know, what are we going to do with all these defensive ends, man? We're going to have a defensive end sale come.
Yeah, you may have to.
Summer or what?
You may have to convert them over to the outside linebacker.
Well, that's what they're going to do with Mingo, right?
Yeah, 240 pounds.
How much do you weigh, man?
265.
See that? 200. How tall? I mean, this is a tall guy right here.
6'3".
6'3", 200 and what?
65.
I don't think Mingo's big enough. Do you?
They come from the outside rusher. You know, you're playing in the SEC. You know, that's one of the hardest conferences in colleges. So,
yeah, LSU is a great football team.
Oh, yeah, they are. And, you know, they're very disciplined. So I think him getting acclimated to the Browns and with Kruger on the team, you know, I think he'll get that learning experience also.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. So do you think he's going to be a big a big tool this coming year? I mean, do you think he can catch on and get up to the NFL? I mean, where'd you do your college at?
Southern Cal.
Okay, so going from Southern Cal into where was your first team? The Dallas Cowboys?
Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, tell us the difference. A lot of people don't understand the speed of the game when you go from college to NFL.
Very fast. You know, leaving college, going to the NFL, everybody was a college star. You know, that's one thing you got to realize. Everybody was a college star, so you can't go in there with a big head expecting that I don't have to do this because everybody's trained to work hard. So, you know, it's more of you have to have great leadership, and I believe the Browns have that right now. You have Kruger, and then you have Jackson on the squad. So if he can just pick up some things from them guys, then I think he'll be all right.
And Doquel Jackson is one of the best linebackers in the league right now, I think, and he's a great teacher too, don't
Yes,
you?
yes,
I mean, I think he
very
excels
excellent
at
teacher.
teaching guys how to play linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah, so when you play linebacker, it's all about getting to the ball any means necessary. And I think by them changing up defense a little bit, going to the 3-4, and I think it'll be all right for them.
Okay, so this Saturday night, man, the Northeast Ohio Predators are going to take on the team formerly known as the Invaders, I think they were called. Tell us, what have you told your defensive teammates to get ready for this game, man? How have you helped school some of these guys?
You know, first thing first, you know, you have to look at film. You know, you can't go out there and just rely on your athletic ability. You have to look at film. You know, the more formations they get in, the more film you watch, then you'll be able to narrow a lot of things down. You know, spread formation, I formation, you know, certain plays you can only run in that. So the more you study, the smarter you'll be and the faster you'll get to the ball.
And what about you, Hassan? I mean, what's your game plan, man?
Yeah, I agree with Marcus. You know, studying film, preparation. If everybody knows what they have to do, then we'll be just fine. And I believe we have the players, we have the talent to be successful this year, especially against the Invaders.
I think you guys were pretty damn successful last year. I mean, you guys just missed the big one, and DC was brokenhearted for at least 6 weeks after the season ended prematurely because of the one loss that knocked his ass out of the playoffs. Are you going to let that happen again this year, Marcus?
don't plan on letting anything happen. You know, our first goal is to go out there and try to dominate at all times, regardless if it's offense, defense, or special team. If all three phases of the ball is working, hey, we should come out very successful.
You know, being 265 pounds, I got to run this by you. Chip Kelly took over the Philadelphia Eagles this year, and one of the big changes he made, the first thing he did was rearrange the locker room. Do you think that's going to help him win? But that's just the icing on the cake. The cake itself comes now. He's getting rid of all the junk food in the cafeteria for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's got smoothies out there, personalized smoothies with the players' names on it, and he's got pictures of food up, what heals the muscles. Do you think Chip Kelly's high-speed college offense is going to be successful in the NFL, man?
You know, a lot of NFL teams, you know, they study film, you know, 3-4 days out the week, numerous hours. So, you know, to bring a college offense, it'll be something different, but I really don't think it's going to be real successful out there. You know, Chip Kelly doing the smoothies and everything, you know, that same thing Bill Parcells did. Took out all the fast foods and everything, and get your team healthy. Try to get everybody down to weight. The less weight you weigh, you know, the faster you could be. So that's the belief they have, and that's what you got to go for.
Now, you being a guy that came into the NFL in 2001, I mean, this is 2013, obviously 12 years later. When did you finish your NFL career?
07.
Okay, so you were in there for, 6 years, which is a pretty good career to last 6 years in the NFL, 6 or 7 years. And nowadays, if you look at the size of these guys, I mean, 300 and something pounds, and they're running like 4-something 40s, and I mean, they're hitting harder than they ever did before. How in the hell do they grow these guys this big and make them that fast and make them that mean?
Genetics. It's genetics. Everything is in the food now, so if you train yourself to do everything right, then, you'll be able to build muscle, and everything is about weight room, film, and then go out there and show what you learn.
Okay, we're going to take another short break here on the Cleveland Sports 360 show. We're going to come back with Markus Steele, the linebacker from the Northeast Ohio Predators, Hassan Brown, who is a safety, right here on the streamingsportstalk.com. Don't change that dial. If you got any questions you want to ask either one of these guys, give us a call, 216-672-4300. We'll be right back.
Look in the eyes of strangers in the crowd.
welcome back to the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Joining me live right now on the set, as always, for the entire rest of this show, Markus Steele, linebacker from the Northeast Ohio Predators, and Hassan Brown. Hassan, what kind of experience do you bring into the Predators football team?
Well, I started my career out playing semi-pro football for the Cleveland Lions, which is no longer an active organization, but was one of the greatest semi-pro organizations that Cleveland has ever seen. And from there, I went to an open workout with a AIFL team, a professional indoor team called the Canton Legends, and I went there and I made the team, and I went on to have a great indoor professional career with them for 6 years.
Now, what kind of money, if you don't mind me asking, do they pay in these indoor leagues, man?
At the entry level, which the AIFL was not much. You can figure to make about $300 to $500 a game.
That's not bad, man.
Yeah, it's decent money, but
right. It's
not
the money that Marcus was knocking down, was it, Marcus?
No, not whatsoever.
Right. And when we were going on break, we dug into a little bit of Marcus's college career and some of the classes that he studied. A little ballet, right?
Yeah, ballet. You know what? Tell you the truth, a lot of football players take ballet.
They just don't want to admit to it.
A lot of them don't admit to it, but ballet gets your footwork together. It stretches you out and it gets your footwork together. So that's the way to prevent injury.
So let me ask you a question. You want to prevent injury. How the hell does a 6 foot, whatever you are, a 265-pound guy get into them little frickin' tights, man?
No tights. No tights. I kept it with shorts.
So you come out of the class with what, a B?
My final. Yeah, I came out with a B, but my final was an A.
And you were engaged to some guy?
No. You weren't going to be at that time.
You weren't going to be the first openly gay NFL player,
whatsoever,
huh? Just think of the headlines you could have made, man.
I don't want
Dallas Cowboys turns queer. You're probably not even allowed to say that word anymore. I'm sorry.
Hey, LG, I got to cut in. What he wore, it wasn't called a tutu. It was called a 4-4.
That's where they got the idea of Black Swan from.
No, it was just the good footwork.
Hey, I can believe that it does bring the agility, and I mean, there's a lot of, I'm not going to say anything because those guys are probably in great, phenomenal shape.
Oh, yeah.
How many days a week did you have to do this ballet at college?
Twice a week. Was
that your toughest class or what?
No, probably film.
Film.
You had to critique all the film, and that's a late night class from 7 to 10:30. So if you try not to go to sleep after football practice, then it was more see the new movies and critique those.
And this was in Southern California, right?
Southern California.
It's hot out there, man.
Yeah, it is. But when you indoor in the classroom, you get the air conditioning.
I'm going to bring this up because you got NFL player experience, and here's what I see happening to the NFL. First of all, we got a guy named Roger Goodell who's trying to ruin the game of football. Second of all, you got the new collective bargaining agreement, which limits the amount of hitting that takes place in practice. Now, you being a guy that played in 2001 and compared to how these guys are playing today, don't you think that, you're talking about agility and taking ballet to get your footwork working right. And, when you start limiting hitting and everything, don't you think you're adding to the injuries, man?
A little bit. Once you get acclimated to it, then, that's the first thing of a linebacker mentality. I need to go hit anything that moves. Second, they have put so many rules on the game. Now you figure it's like touch football.
But I'm saying in practice, when you practiced in college, okay, and then you went into the pros, didn't you hit guys in practice?
30 days just for training camp. Every day in practice, it was basically hit. Once you get used to doing something, you keep that routine.
Are you hitting people on the Predators?
Oh, every chance I get.
But what I'm saying is, these NFL players today, you go to the Browns training camp, they're not allowed to hit anybody, man.
Well,
remember last year, Hayden tackled the one receiver in the end zone and
got put out. Put out of practice.
Right.
Sometimes you got to.
Don't you think that's making the game way too soft?
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is. You got to. When guys first come in the league, no, they don't want to get hit. What wide receiver really want to get hit? You got to toughen guys up.
It's football. You're going to get hit.
Football. You know, if we want to play a non-contact sport, maybe we'll go to basketball
or ballet.
Yeah, go to ballet.
Right.
You make good money in ballet.
No, but what I'm saying, I think the lack of hitting at practice is adding to the injury problem in the NFL. That's what I think.
Lack of hitting in the NFL is actually taking the fun of the game away.
Right. And I think it's only going to get worse as long as Roger Goodell has his way over there. What's your thought on that, man? Being a safety, I mean, you like to come up and blast somebody, don't you?
Yeah, all the time. Every chance I get, I'm like, I'm trying to knock the boom on somebody.
Are you going to knock the boom on a couple of these, what are they called these days, the invaders? Or the space invaders? What the hell's the name of that team?
Destroyers.
The Destroyers? Does
yeah.
that scare you, man, facing a team with a name like the Destroyers?
No, it makes you actually want to go out there and hit them even more. You know what I'm saying? You have to make a name for yourself, so why not start first?
You're going to get out there and destroy one of them Destroyers.
That's the whole part of the game.
Are you a quarterback sacker?
No, I'm a everybody hitter.
This guy just likes hitting people, man. After the show, we're going to let you hit Jeff Leaf.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Okay, show's over. I'm leaving. Bye.
So, what do you think the trick to the Predators having a great season is this year, Hassan?
Well, we had quite a few additions this year to an already stellar roster that we had from previous years. Just the thing that I think is going to make us play at our best ability is if everybody comes together and buys into the system and everybody plays as a family. At practice, we preach family. Everybody play as one, and if everybody does it, then I don't believe nobody in this league can stop us.
What's your thoughts?
Stay humble. You know, as long as we stay humble and don't get the big head, then everybody can actually stay focused. You know, as long as we keep focused, we'll be all right. Once we get the big head and think we're unstoppable, that's when teams sneak up on you.
Well, nobody's unstoppable.
Some teams do think they're unstoppable.
Well, you know, I had a team in here a couple of weeks ago. You guys might have heard about them. They're called the Vikings. You ever heard of this team?
Yeah, I heard about the team, and I also seen the score.
Well, I think they got off on the wrong foot this year, man.
They should have actually stayed in the bed.
They should have took some ballet lessons.
Yeah, they should have took some ballet and stayed in the bed.
Stayed in the bed?
Stayed in the bed.
Well, the first week, I think they lost 68-14, but I think they came back big last week and only lost 47-0. So they cut down on the opponent's scoring. The defense must have got a little better, right?
Yeah, defense got a little bit better, but they still need to get that W. No, that's the whole purpose of playing the game, to get the win.
I think what happened was they had a lot of turnovers in the first week, and I think every time they had a turnover, the other team scored. They didn't have nobody hitting anybody like you want to do.
Yeah.
If you got any advice to give these guys, what would it be?
To give what guys?
A team like the Vikings.
I have no advice to give those guys.
Nothing?
Beware. That's
Should somebody get out there and hit somebody?
Beware. Yeah, just beware the Predators. That's my best advice I can give them. Beware.
You guys play them?
No, unfortunately not this year.
I don't think you played them either. Are they even in the same league as you guys?
I have no idea.
I don't think they are. I don't think. No, they're not. They're not. I think they were afraid that there was this Markus Steele guy coming after them, man. They said we're not going anywhere near him. You know, he took ballet lessons, and he's going to hit us.
Hey, the best thing about that is they keep their focus on me. All 10 of the other guys, they gonna have to worry about them.
Well, that's huge, right, man? You get a guy like him to come in there and they start double teaming him and leaves you open. You go in and bash somebody, right?
Oh man, I love it. Everybody worry about Marcus while I sneak in and get the tackle.
Now, let me ask you, Marcus. I mean, I'm really impressed with your size. I mean, you look like you're in great physical condition, obviously, coming out of the NFL. Is there any other linebackers on the Predators that look like you this year?
Just about every linebacker we have. Everybody on defense just about look like me.
Holy smokes. We're going to have a great defense this year, DC, huh? I got to come out, man. I got to come out. When's the first home game?
June 1st.
June 1st. So that's at Nordonia High School. I'm going to come out 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'll go up in the booth with my man DC again. We'll, tell a few jokes over the mic if he hands it to me. Last year I gave a few words of encouragement, like quit throwing interceptions. I didn't think that was the wise thing to do to win a football game. I was a little bit embarrassed. But I think we got that overturned this year, right?
Yeah,
we got a quarterback. What would you say about this quarterback that the Predators have this year, man?
I like the quarterback that we have. Very smart, keep his head on the swivel. Make sure everybody gets the ball. The way Coach Chip got the offense together. Is we have a lot of weapons on there. So you just can't stay focused on one thing. You have to get ready for the whole offense.
What's your thought about that, Hassan?
Well, actually, the quarterback came to us last year. He did a great job when he got to the team, and I can see him steadily improving every week. He's getting better and better, so I think it'll be a big season for him. And
anytime you see that improvement, constant improvement, week after week, I think you guys are on to the right track. I wish you guys all the best of luck this coming season. I've been on the Predators team for years. We've always had DC come down and James Keck. It's a class organization. If you ever think about playing semi-pro football, you want to check out the Northeast Ohio Predators. They have a website. You can do a Google search, find the Predators. You can come down to Nordonia High School. You can meet these guys. You can talk to them probably after the game once they kick the shit out of their opponent and win a lot of games. And I know Marcus is going to go out there and hit a lot of people. Marcus, it was a pleasure to have you on the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Hassan, good luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Let's get some W's. Let's try to limit the L's. And I think you had a great year last year, but I think you got to get one more game for DC doesn't cry at the end of the season coming up. You might have took ballet, but he acted feminine when the losses took the toll last year.
And nobody likes to lose,
which wasn't many. So check out the Northeast Ohio Predators again. Find Go Fund It online. One of the Predators fell this season. He died at 28 years old. Michael McGowan, check it out. Go Fund It. Do a search for Michael McGowan. There's a special memorial service tomorrow. You could probably find information on the Predators site for that. If you can send a donation on GoFundMe to the McGowan family, they would certainly appreciate it. He leaves behind a wife and 2 small children. Help him out if you could. God bless everybody. Good luck this season, guys. Get out there, get it done, and stay safe. We'll see you next Monday night right back here with more of the Cleveland Sports 360 show. Don't forget, Thursday night, the Sports Outreach Ministries with the Bishop, Abu Hezekiah Mujahideen, and the minister Thomas M. Bailey. Friday night, you got that crazy show, You Gotta Be Frickin' Kidding Me at 8 to 9, and at 7 to 8, you got the Russell Reed Show. And if you haven't seen it yet, you got to check out Ready to Rumble with Big Jeff Woods, 267 pounds, 6'7", solid muscle mass, heavyweight boxer. Sunday nights at 8 o'clock. God bless everybody. We'll see you back here next Monday night at 7 p.m.